Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Today, I have a bunch of quests. There's only two that I can't do in this. But, oh, it changed to Arzuros. Rough. I have two quests that I can't do, Thregios and the Prowler. I want to save those. But I have a lot of other ones to clear. And I need to farm a trunk spine for a delivery. I need to fish for fish. And I have a few other items that I'm going to need to turn in for quests. But I'm trying to think. I'm going to start with an easy quest. I'm going to start with this one. I think this one's pretty quick. Decent warm-up. And a good way to get started. I forgot to check. The Kirin gear gives Elemental, which is presumably element attack up, which is useless for me right now. How can you call it a cape and not have a cape? Well, whatever. I don't know where the Kirin weapon is. I assume there is one. This is... yeah, none of these need flash bombs. But yeah, it's kind of hard to know where the Kirin switch axe is without searching for it. Volvidon are often in zones 1 and 2. Can't remember if it's 1 or if it's 2 specifically, but they're not too far away. But it's kind of fun. I haven't fought a Volvidon in a little bit, but they're not really the best. Ooh, yeah. I like the coloration. It's very different from the Rise version. This is redder, I think. I missed. How did I miss? That missed. Or it looked like that jumping attack component missed, which is interesting. I mean, this was doomed. That was never going to happen. I just didn't have the stamina when it went 2 attacks in a row. Because I used stamina to engage the... I was too low stamina when I started it. Like, it was doomed after it triggered, so I should have preserved stamina first. Yeah, now this one's easy. If only that had been the first one. Looking at weapons, though, the Kirin switch axe looks like a very thunder-heavy weapon, but it's also a power file instead of a element file, which is interesting to me. Like, the distribution of files is always funny. Like, normally I would assume that a 28 thunder value would probably be an element file. But it isn't. Greedy? Yeah. It's not even worth the item. I don't think I even need to... I don't think I need anything from the Volvidon. That hitbox is always kind of weird. I think it's fine. It's just weird. Nah, I can't keep up that rolling. Whatever. It's going to zone 3. Interesting to look at all the different switch axes that exist. Like, I wonder if I should... The Tigrex one's 140 minus 15, and it's an exhaust file, so it's kind of useful in that way. 15 is 3.75%. Okay, of course it went that way instead of where it looked like it would go. I'm being too lazy to drink the cool drink because this guy should be about to die, and I felt like I should be able to kill him. Kill one and then drink the actual cold drink. Okay. But now it's time to leave. Okay, but what 15% is minus 3.75%. Minus 3.75. Actually, I hope they didn't shift around too much. Minus 3.75. Oh, so one's already broken. Okay, that's fine. .75 of 100 is 3.75. 3.75 of 40 is a little less than half of that. It's gonna zone me. I'll just say 2. It's like 6, rounded way up. This 136 base on the Tigrex effectively. And 136 is pretty workable. That's actually like really solid. That might be better. Pure. Oh, this camera's awful. This is the worst camera I've ever seen. But 136 should be better raw than this weapon. The only thing to compare would be the value of the blast versus exhaust. Oh, it has blue sharpness. Okay, it's probably pretty good. So that might be worth looking at. Seeing how annoying it would be to craft. Or Wrath Wing Talons. I definitely don't have those currently, because I probably used them all. Tigrex Shell, Tigrex Tail, Tigrex Claws. And 2 scraps are produced to create it. But to upgrade it, it's a different recipe. Upgrading it, I don't know how that goes. I'm interpreting this as I can craft it directly or I can upgrade it from Wild Axe, level 3 Wild Axe. But I'm uncertain. I'm being lazy and not putting it away because I'm trying to read. Which is not efficient, but... It goes all the way to 340 minus 10. The affinity actually gets better on it. There's some weapons I think that... Okay, I had no idea where that was going to land. There's some weapons that I think as they upgrade they get worse negative affinity. But the Tigrex one gets better, which is good. Because it eventually becomes just a 10%. Oh, that's fine. Because the 10%... Well, I guess, actually, increasing the negative affinity is extra detrimental. Because if you gain raw and gain minus affinity, the effect of the minus affinity also becomes more relevant. Bigger reduction. Because minus 100 affinity would be like negligible if you only had one raw. $340 raw, minus 10, purple sharpness, 32 exhaust seems pretty good. Power, if it was power file, it would probably be better. That hitbox is pretty subpar. Well, actually, no, it was pretty much on par with hitboxes in this game. And in this series in general. Oh, why would it jump that way? Oh. It's fun to look at these weapons. It's really hard to observe them in-game. Oh, Seregios, though, is probably the better choice. 140 raw, 10... Yeah, from a raw perspective, it's pretty much just better than the Tigrex one. It has a little less blue sharpness. And it doesn't have exhaust, but... Oh. Yeah, it was funny. It's good to see you again. It's important to sleep, I have to say. But yeah, you caught it. And on the first hunt, even. I've just been... Not yet. Well, it's good that it works. Well, I guess if that's a side effect, then maybe that's not the best part, but... Assuming it's the intention. Ah, the opposite. I guess I just need to... I should try to be as boring as I can possibly be to promote sleep to truly test if it works. No. Yeah, Today I've just been reading on Kiriniko the different weapons that I could maybe be making. It's cool to look at, but in-game it's so much harder to examine compared to World and Rise. Because you have to figure out the crafting tree, and it doesn't show it until you upgrade stuff. I was looking at the Seregios, which looks like it's just better than the Tigrex. Oh yeah. This is... I assume it's not relevant for you. I don't know how you're gonna play it. But there are some legitimate sites that have like pre-order sales for like 18% off and stuff for the PC though. So I don't know if there's anything, I don't know how how it is for you. But I don't know, maybe that means there could be, assuming you're playing, Xbox. If there's pre-orders for the sales for the PC stuff, there's a chance there could be sales for the pre-orders for console. Basically, I think if one exists, there's a chance the other does. It's like, there is probably hope. Yeah, like it's certainly not a guarantee, but I think it's... No. Oh, wow, that tail sweeps a lot further than I expected. It's been a while. Oh, bad timing. Oh. Did you look or you can't look? Actually, I could search it on my... That was funny looking. I can look on the side when I'm not actively hunting a monster. Ah. Oh. I forgot that it rolled. I don't know how I forgot that. Ground tremors, what a mechanic. Uh-oh. Three. Yeah. Oy. Very tight turn radius. I kind of wonder... February... Okay. Lovely knockdown. Yeah, I'm doing 2 more months. Feels like it would have to be something else. Oh, okay, lucky. I messed up. Yep, I messed that up. I got baited. Yeah. I can try to see if I can find anything. I guess if the... It's also a question of, I guess, the... it's just living in a rock, huh? I guess it is a rock monster. One of the least interesting. Wait. Monster... it makes sense, I guess, but it feels weird that Monster Hunter is a teen game. Seemingly. Like, it shouldn't be mature, but it feels surprising to me. Not that I've paid attention to the age rating of games in a long time. Yeah. possible that it could change, but if it's primarily sold through Xbox, how do you get that far that quickly? If it's primarily sold through Xbox, then it would be less likely to have a sale. Like through Microsoft, I guess, not through Xbox. Talking like digital versions. Lucky roll. Okay, this is... I need to pay attention. Because it's one of the trickier... Oh, it didn't fake out. Okay, perfect. Let's see if... That's kind of interesting. The title art... I've never actually looked at what it might be. And the one that shows up on... I mean, the first thing that showed up was Best Buy, so I clicked it. Instead of general curiosity, but I never saw what the potential box art was going to be. It looks kind of interesting. I think it's pretty good box art. Yeah. It's really not a cheap game. Like it shifted to the, I don't know, new price point. I mean, you want to miss out on... Oh. I assume that the cosmetic grind would be fairly... would be relatively similar to what it... Oh yeah, that's a fresh... Kieran. No, it's not a... I'm confused. I already killed this. It was checked off. Does it uncheck itself? Weird. Ah, so the quests appear and disappear. So the check mark doesn't really matter. Good to know. Yeah, I already fought it once. It's kind of annoying. It's not hard. It's just it runs around a lot. That's interesting that it doesn't stay checked off. I wonder how that's going to behave. Everything but Seregios. I think I should do Glavenus. It's been a while. I think Kieran's interesting. It's a fairly basic creature. Yeah. It's definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jobs are jobs. I mean, depends. Like if you, this is not an argument, it's just a general pedantry, not pedantry, general commentary. If you spend like 10 hours working at $10 an hour, it's there. It's definitely a specific path. Like YouTube. Oh, cool. Is a non... I don't know how it is on Twitch. But you have to like become a partner and stuff. Like there's no... Yeah. It's like there's no monetization capabilities on the YouTube side until you have like 500 subscribers for like membership stuff and super chat type things. And there's no ad stuff until 1,000. Like it would take, it would definitely take more than, well, maybe it wouldn't. Yeah, Twitch might be more of a, I just don't know how Twitch handles that type. I guess it doesn't need to handle it. If you can get a small community that's willing to support you, and you just use Streamlabs or whatever the external systems are, that could work. I think, unless there's rules on Twitch up against doing that if you yourself don't have some specific requirement. I don't know. I love getting shifted around by the tail. But yeah. Specific goals could work. Yeah, imagine having a specific... Same attack 3 times in a row. Always fun. Okay. I should be stunned by now, right? Yep. Like, having this specific... No, I can't escape because I keep jumping. Having a specific game probably works better, or like category of games probably has a easier... I assume it has an easier time to get going. Yeah, it's a side effect of aerial style. I think if I was doing something other than aerial, it would have been fine. Just not being able to roll without jumping off of it is part of the issue. Like Valor or the other one. I think Valor is the sheath one. Oh, I can't remember the evade one. Adept. Adept would have been very effective in not dying there. I didn't die, but not getting stunned. I don't like Adept Switch Axe. It's kind of... Oh, that was just a bad animation. I went too far to the right. If it had gone towards it, I would have been fine. I didn't manage my gauge properly. Yeah, so was I. It's kind of a weird... Like, Village feels kind of... Enemies do a lot less damage than I expect. Because, I mean, I did upgrade my armor a little. So, like... I think it's a case of the scaling. Does this... It doesn't. Okay. I need to figure out the safe spots, because you can hide inside of it sometimes. I just don't know precisely where. Yeah. Like, the difference between the master rank... For, one example. Today, I fought Gormagala. Gormagala in this is, I would say, kind of a pushover compared to Gormagala in Sunbreak. Because in Sunbreak, it's encountered as a master rank quest. Whereas here, it's a low rank. Like it does create a huge difference. Too slow to move. Oh, that breaks. Cool. I don't know why. Can't roll into it because I'm aerial. What just broke? Tail? Yes. But it's not severed. No, back. Very hard to tell. It was kind of an interesting... I really like Glavenus. I would say that it's probably one of my favorite dinosaurs. Okay, can I stand here? I can. Good to know. That's probably the easiest way to dodge it. I mean, I don't know the world Glavenus theme, but I do think this Glavenus theme is kind of generic. It doesn't feel very special. Like this isn't bad, it's just kind of... It's just a monster, it's fairly normal. Like, Zinogre has... Like, I fought Zinogre earlier today. It is one of... It's such a recognizable theme. This theme is kind of not, though admittedly that's the difference in playtime. Fighting a specific monster, but... I mean, it's kind of a question of, like, if no one complained about the change to Glavenus' theme, then it probably wasn't that memorable to begin with. No offense, but like, if they changed Zinogre's theme, people would complain. Yeah, that sounds fun. You know what? I can probably just YouTube the theme. Okay, am I done? Good. I can't really. Yes. Yes, they would. Well, you could be typing like you had a lisp, or you were Sean Connery. Yeah, I think Sean Connery would have like a yes, they do. Yeah, that Glavenus theme is pretty good. It has a lot more energy, I think. That could be because it's higher. Just higher audio quality, I don't know. Yeah, because you didn't want people to think you were. Because you weren't. Or maybe you are. You are, but you're pretending you're not by pretending you are. By pretending you're not. 15 layers deep. Tigrex. Oh, I would talk to Zinogre. Might as well fight Zinogre. Oh. I mean, of all the ways to mess with people on the internet, that's a fairly tame one. And it's probably not gonna... Well, I mean, it's gonna make people mad, but not for reasons that are really your fault. Mountain peaks might get cold. I can't remember. Wait, is Mountain Peaks... I think Mountain Peaks doesn't get cold. I'll take that and bet on it by not bringing hot drinks. I think armor would be a nightmare to wear, though. Like a... Well, I'm thinking Monster Hunter cool armor. I think Rathalos... It would be very, very awkward. You would spike yourself all the time. Take steroids just to wear... Well, what am I hunting as an ogre? Zinogre could be anywhere for all I know. So take steroids just to cosplay... Oh yeah, but the easiest way to get yoked is to take steroids. Get really into fitness. Go to the gym to dress as someone who's impossible to see under all of their armor. Except the armor's heavy, so you do need to be strong. Oh yeah. It's definitely, I'd say, an appropriate application of the term. The music will kick in. Oh yeah, this guy, you can mount him before he even starts the roar sometimes. He never roars. There's the music. It's just so recognizable. Yeah. But under, like, the weight and all that requires a lot of specific motion and counterweight and appropriately managing how you move. I can't see what's happening. I mean, the horns on this Zinogre are very holy. I don't remember them being this holy in Rise. So instead of training to wear armor to train. Seems like a uncomfortable way to train. I guess as long as it's not actually armor, it can be appropriately, like, it can be properly breathable. Those side claw things look really awkward. Because they just go straight out. Oh, he's definitely going to explode this time. So I'm greeting. Yep. Yeah, just wear bulletproof vest, wrist weight, though I don't think a lot of the weight is in the wrist on armors, but have, I don't know, some variety of like water, like a Camelback is, I believe, a brand. Water on the back for weight and to keep yourself hydrated so you don't die. They spin very effectively. Yeah. It's probably a good, you know, you get appropriately fit, and that's good for your health. It's just a side effect. Yeah, that lightning struck a little quicker than I thought. Whoop. The orbs look very weird in this game compared to Rise. It's kind of funny. Okay. They can spin really effectively. Shh. Wow. You just have to... Oh yeah, did you manage to beat Arch-Tempered Velkhana? You were trying that a while ago? And I think you were doing it solo and it was rough? Yeah. Have you tried it again since? Yeah. It crossed my mind a few days ago. It's funny to look at websites. There's, is there any deal exists as a way to get a good idea of where there's sales? But Monster Hunter Wilds has a bunch of stuff listed, including hunting, action, multiplayer, co-op, dating sim. Presumably as a joke. But it's funny. and not how people should be using tags on sites like that, but yeah, you've been getting working towards 100%. Has it been a struggle? Well, but maybe it's an odd line to draw. I don't know if it can still be called a dating sim though, unless like you go on dates with characters. Like, I guess maybe I don't, play them, but I don't know. It just feels weird that you'd be able to call it that just because there's a controlled seduction. There's the hunter, not the hunter, the handler and the blacksmith, or the smithy is what they might be called in general. It'd be weird. I mean, as a surface level thing that doesn't actually affect anything. You know what? That's their way of cutting out Moofy. They won't bring back petting your sheep. They instead want you to seduce people. Why are my palicos not attacking? Oh, because they just weren't here. That's weird. Yeah. Actually, I think if it went far enough to include every hunter that you can hunt with as something, like you have to seduce them to hunt with them. That would be very goofy. And it wouldn't fit. It would be a bad idea, but yeah, Moofy's too powerful. You can't give pets to people. It's what? I was looking at other stuff. That could be interesting. Having a distribution of, like, they regularly hunt this monster or that monster entirely is like from a functional or ritualistic perspective. Rituals are sometimes functional. Oh, what they have to do is have like Linians regularly hunt furious Rajangs, but they make it seem like they're so weak, but then you hunt it yourself and it's actually dangerous. And it just reveals that the Linians are incredibly dangerous. And by dangerous, I mean competent at killing monsters, at hunting. I just got ale. Ale and eggplant? What is it? What is a carbonade? Carbonade looks absolutely delicious. It looks really good. Names are always difficult, I would say. Because I'm bad at names. Okay, last on this page. Nakaraka. Could maybe be a good name. A ridge. That's the Arctic Ridge. Gotta bring cold. Boa boa. Okay, second wave. Ah, yeah, the small guys. Eight, unsurprising, okay. I really like Arctic Ridge at night. Like, considering the outdated graphics of the game, it still looks quite nice. It's a very pleasant area. Shakalaka. Naka, Shaka. What other? Naka, Raka, Shaka, Laka. Kajalaka. I think it, Na, Sha, Ga. Use that hard. Oh, this Tigrex is so goofy looking. When they walk on just their hind legs, they look so funny. Well, I'm trying to think of like the most important facet. Like Naka works, I think. Gaja works. Shaka works. I'm just trying to, like, Makalaka would probably not work. Mako would maybe not be terrible, but Na works better than Ma, I think. Zakalaka. I hate when they do this and they just attack the Palicos instead of going away from the transition zone. Boha Moka. Boho Moko. Oh, that's Auroral. Bolo. I can name it after a weird hunting tool. Bolo. Bolo Molo. It's not a weird hunting tool, but... yeah. Ice Spin again. Lovely. It kind of does make me think of Bokoblins. I like the Tigrex's attempt to escape the mount. It really tries very hard. I'll say I agree that it's weird. In a way they do. It's weird that they sort of do. Oh, somehow that hit me. I don't know why. It felt weird. Yeah. I mean, most of the... I didn't have time to... Superman. Yeah, like... I think Bokoblins in Twilight Princess were maybe a little more... Were not quite the same sort of aesthetic. But... that was lucky. Oof, close. Well, it's actually like... not awful. I do think the Tigrex... This Tigrex version's actually... It feels more aggressive than the Rise version. Because what it just did there... The Rise version has a habit, I think, of... having a more... obviously... telegraphed charge, whereas Tigrex will go from a turn directly into a charge, and it can fly. It's so weird to see the Tigrex flying. I understand they have wings and all that, but it's so odd. I find it just... The thing to me is it really is weird that it's more aggressive in this, which isn't like bad. It's just it's very odd to me. Yeah, I don't know when to use that, so I'm just gonna try it. It's weird to me that somehow Rise... I hate that hit. It's weird that Rise had made this less aggressive. When, like, I haven't noticed any other monsters that it made less aggressive. Like, there maybe are a few, but up until this point, most of them felt like Rise made them significantly quicker, more dangerous. Like, Mizutsune, I think, is way harder. Even, like, low-rank Mizutsune is a lot more threatening than in this game. Maybe if I throw it in this stage, it hates it? Ah, okay, so I have to hit it when it's enraged. Cool. Oh, this is like the worst place to do this because I actually can't fight it here. I don't really. The joke answer would be Kezu. But there's only some that, like, there's some that I recognize when I hunt them. But most I don't recognize, I don't remember them very specifically. Like, Zinogre's stands out really well. Like, you're fighting a Zinogre, you're like, you know that's what you're doing. So I do like it. I wouldn't say that I feel like it's the best theme. I figured it was gonna happen soon. But it's a good theme. If this is Tigrex's theme, it's kind of boring. Oh. That makes it seem like it's not working as intended. I mean... Oh, just not for longer? Ah. So it worked, and then now it's doing that. Well, like... I think it's a better impact than the opposite. Like... I think being unable to sleep would be worse. Which is not the point in the context, I'm just... I don't know. I have probably an unhelpful habit of trying to be like, okay, at least it's not this, which is not a helpful habit because it doesn't do anything. But at least like, well, yeah, it's fun to chat, but you should definitely not. I don't assume you're not wearing too much, but and it's fun. But if you fall asleep, you get tired. It's good to sleep. I am stuck against a wall. What was that? What even was the subquest? Time to make up a reason. Yeah, they don't really... Yeah, there's like... Mostly breakable stuff is breakable and not like... sliced off a bowl. Sliceable. Yeah, it's like... It's kind of... Maybe that's... Okay, perfect timing to look. I mean... I wouldn't be surprised if its back can be broken. Though I also don't think it's the type of... I love palicos. They're the best. But yeah. We need to focus. We need to force it. We can't let it die gradually by bleeding to death. It needs to fight. Except if you're using like a poison weapon, in which case they die from whatever the poison does. It's kind of interesting. The Tigrex face break cuts its ear off, which somehow feels a lot meaner than some of the other ones. It looks like ears instead of the usual horns, but it might be a horn. Kind of hard to tell. It's missing a tooth. It's kind of interesting how the face break changes stuff. There's like a whole wedge on the top and bottom that's different and slightly mismatched. Oh, neat. Oh yeah? Did they have a positive or negative opinion? Had they never heard of it? Yeah, like, I guess there's kind of two ways to view it. You create creatures, and either you want them to live, I don't know, natural lives, or you want them to fight to the death. Oh yeah, this was from this random armory granny. Oh, that's goofy. Unlocking double heroic swords with dual blades, that's funny. I wonder if there could be a Monster Hunter type game. Now, there's tons of dinosaur games that exist, but I wonder if there could be a Monster Hunter type game where you pick, like, a monster, and somehow there'd be an effective way to have you fight other monsters in a Monster Hunter style combat. Probably not, because none of the dodging and whatnot would really work. I mean, like with Monster Hunter mechanics, which you can't really do with something on the scale of a monster because you can't have the precision of like tail cuts if you're a I was going to say Glavenus, but that's probably one of the few things that could effectively cut another monster's tail. V-Hills might not have temperature. I guess it would just break the... If it was purely following... What is the first monster? Velocidrome, okay. If it was purely following the, like, combat style as close as possible to Monster Hunter, it would have, like... You wouldn't be able to have, like, lock-on moves where you're just stuck in place, I think. But I guess you could have, like, moves where the monster just gnashes their teeth, and if that lined up with the tail of a monster, it would work to cut it off, to chew it off. It just would, well, I say this, zero-sum discharge. That latches on exactly like a monster biting a tail would. So it's really not actually that far outside of the gameplay style. At least for Rise, maybe not for World or Wilds. It would be too involved because, like, if you wanted a wide enough variety of monsters, you'd need a lot of monsters, but you're tired but you're not tired? Or it's something totally unrelated. Oh, Velocidrome. This guy better die, and I tried out for baseball, you know? Excellent pitcher. Can definitely get it over the home base. Oh, you mean like... I'm not sure about the back to comment. Like... It sounds like you're saying like... You sort of fall asleep and then wake up. And then asleep, wake up. Yeah, I know that feeling. Why are they so afraid? Why'd they both pass out? Weird. Yeah, I know that feeling. If I'm like... If I've been awake for 20 hours, 24 hours, and I'm trying to read something. It's not very often that I'm awake for that long, but... Oh. Did you drop your phone? Probably just about how that sort of falling asleep thing happens. Like if I'm awake, if I stay awake for 24 hours, by the end of it, I'll be like, oh, dozing off in that sort of way. Worried about dropping something if I'm reading like something on my phone. Head nods forward, jerk awake because of a evolutionary trait involving falling or something, so that you don't fall out of a tree. But I imagine anything medically related, medicine related would be very different, would be somewhat different because it's a different cause. Oh no, if you want to go to sleep, if you want to head out, it's not too bad. I can continue to make progress while talking to myself because, I mean, honestly, it's not that bad. It just turns into a video. Except potentially there's 4 people watching. Like yesterday, I ended the stream, I saw that there were like 4 people there. But I don't look at the numbers because then I would behave differently. Wow, you've chatted thus far. It was fun to chat. It's been a little bit. But I could talk about I could talk about weird dreams. I can maintain the topic of sleep. Like, as a young child, for some reason I dreamed I was chased by alligators or crocodiles through like a car park. And then I climbed on top of a car to escape. It was very weird. Gypsaros. Oh. I don't know, I was like 7? It was a very, very weird dream. Well, nightmare, technically. Yeah. The true Florida experience. Oh, I love when monsters... I shouldn't say I love when monsters step on me. That's not a sentence that I should say. And I said it anyway, of course, but... But I love when monsters shuffle about and it causes the hunter to fall over. think sleep is such a sad requirement of reality. That's a weird one. Like, I don't know. I can definitely see people saying that, but just, I don't know. Kulve Taroth seems like a weird choice. Not that I can think of a better choice, but... It's not gonna have the chance to fake its death. Except it is. I mean, whoever it is will have nothing on the... Well, I mean, I do understand what you're talking about, but it also... They have nothing on the copy pasta. I'm aware of it. I could not for the life of me recite it, because that would be weird. I know the general trend of the copy pasta. Yeah. I guess that is how it starts. I don't think there's a Monster Hunter monster that's on that level. The other two, though, there could be many. Maybe. Probably not. Now, obviously, everyone's into what they're into. The base premise of this... Yeah. And that is the nuclear joke. But nothing against, like, the context is sort of monsters that, or like Pokemon in this context, that present in a more feminine manner. Which then has like Mizutsune, except the Mizutsunes you fight are all male because all the Mizutsunes that you fight are male. Which would still work, I think, in that sort of context. Yeah, he didn't even pretend. He just died. Wow. I needed... I don't know why. I don't know how I could. I think they were just asking to be beaten up. Like, have you seen a Gypceros with their flash-based attack? I hate that there's multiple meanings to words. It means that there's potential for wordplay, but then there's potential for... I want to say that, but it has other meanings. Rathian. Oh yeah. I kept going until it stopped colliding with my attacks. They should make an opossum. Or a possum, I'm not sure which. The one that plays dead. They should make a monster that's just that. And I know there's actually like a couple monsters that play dead, but... basically just a mammal monster is what I'm thinking. Because I'm assuming that the other existing death faker, if there is another one, is not a mammal. Shoot, I have no flash bombs. I thought there was another one with a G. That also faked its death. Yeah, I think I could be incorrect that it's a different one because I'm just like people online talking about how they haven't seen it in a long time as though it's not a monster that's in Generations Ultimate would feel weird. But also the internet does say a lot of stuff that is utterly meaningless, so I shouldn't read too much into anything. Let's get hit. A stun means my weapon got put away. Ooh. Well, that seems to me like it could be, moments where you're technically awake but kind of asleep. It's probably not, but like those are always odd. And it's probably part of why sleeping or driving when you're super tired is a bad idea because of weird actions like that. Tail cut, wonderful. You can't go get it. Is it somewhere? Shoot, that was the worst possible timing for that. Mistake. Well, I kind of... Occasionally I find that if I'm really tired, I get kind of weirdly twitchy. Like shaky, maybe. Which can lead to moderate twitchiness. Okay, it's leaving. Good. That's an awful place to hunt a Rathian. Ooh. Oh. I think if you're really tired, you definitely should. And like, it might mean that you get the best sleep you've ever had because you're super tired. Or maybe it doesn't because it's not a natural sleep. Yeah, it has been nice. And I'm glad you were able to catch it for at least a little bit. Yeah, see ya. Have a good night. Hope you can, I don't know, sleep well. Yeah, it's making a lot of progress. 6-star has some interesting stuff eventually. I hate this game. I hate this game. Bye. You just were here just as the Rathian went right back to the other place that I just was at. Yeah, bye-bye. Oh, what a frustrating mechanic. I wish they physically were not allowed to run and then instantly return to where they just left. It's a pointless mechanic. Oh no, you really shouldn't. Like, it's fun to chat. And I'm not saying... It's just health and sleep is important. So if you want... If you're tired, you should sleep. That's... Well, it's maybe medically induced, but it's what your body tells you to do. And sleep is for the best. Yeah, you shouldn't worry. But yeah, I'll see you around. And yeah, bye-bye. For real, again. Well, for real for the first time, but fail mount. Barely. Don't you dare run away. Didn't work. It's Rathian. No. They should change this. They probably have changed this. Same place. Yeah. It hopefully doesn't run back to Zone 5 after I get to Zone 9 again. That's all the luck I need. If it doesn't do that, then I'm super lucky. Okay, I'm not going to say anything until I see it. Good. Okay, it should be really close to death. Literally one hit. It was messing with me. It does not like me. I bet I'll look back at switch axes that I can try to craft. Leib. 120, 15 affinity, power, dragon 10. Has a lot of levels. Gormagala shell, tail, feeler, scale, dragon affinity base. Doesn't seem that good at low levels. 120 raw, 15 affinity power. It's not bad. I guess in terms of raw, it's probably better than this weapon. The Wrath Wing Talon is red, despite it presumably dropping from both Rathian and Rathalos. Oh, bad. Both of those talismans were terrible. They probably could have been worse, but they were both remarkably bad. Ah yes, La Guillotine. More affinity, similar raw. It must be less raw compared to the upgrade level. Rarity 3, rarity 3. Huh. But yeah, it's a harder to craft weapon, which is why it's lower raw relative. Taura's weapon. Huh. Yeah, I guess now it's time to hunt. I think there's only one left. Oh yeah, Oh, so there's two Kirin quests, at least. The White Brute and another one with a different name. So maybe I have to make sure that I get that other one. It's kind of an interesting idea. I wonder, though, whether it's necessary. Mountain Peaks. M Peaks is oh yeah, it's the water area. Yeah, it's fun to just ramble. I felt like rambling about, I don't know. Connecting the dots is a weird way to phrase it. That's the easiest intro I could think of. Of like, the fact that the internet can piece together a lot of stuff. Like, it's unlikely to happen to most people. It's unlikely to happen to basically anyone. Like, I imagine that if you talked enough on Twitter, YouTube, about the weather where you lived, you know the date you're talking about, people could figure out the date you talk about the weather, match the dates, they could locate which town you live in, internet outages, histories of that. There's a lot of data that is probably accessible that people could use to be creepy, basically. It's not something basically anyone has to worry about, but it's still just kind of an interesting, I find it interesting to think about the amount of information and how some things could indicate more than would initially be thought. Like, I don't know. I think the way that you talk about something can indicate information. Like, if I were to talk about the Toronto Zoo, the level of detail I go into could indicate how often I've visited it. The fact that I mentioned the Toronto Zoo could indicate that I know of its existence, which indicates something. How much it indicates, I don't know. It's not really important. These sort of like pieces that I guess kind of fall into the advertising, the modern advertising world, where cookies and small pieces of bad hitbox of information are all put together to build profiles on people, to get an understanding of what to advertise to them when. That was weird. Like, I could talk about the Calgary Zoo and how it's better or worse than the Toronto Zoo. Both of those, talking about either of them, would indicate that I at least have been to a couple places or know a little bit about zoos in Canada. Because, I don't know, I don't think either of those zoos are internationally known. Unlike, I don't know, Central Park Zoo? I don't know if Central Park Zoo is a real zoo. But it's fun. Well, and by fun, I say fun in a weird, loose context. Horrifying? Interesting? Somewhere in between? The amount of stuff people can try to piece together. Like, Like I could talk about, oh, the city I live in has a lot of donair. And in certain contexts that could imply east coast of Canada, maybe? Might not be donair that's east coast Canada. I can't remember. And not remembering that could indicate that I'm not from the east coast. Or it could indicate that I don't eat out. Okay, is it gonna spawn here? No? Okay, then it's probably... I guess it's this way. Not here yet. Could be 8. It's just fun to think about how different pieces of information could communicate a whole lot more than is intended. Not even from a creepy perspective or other people being creepy perspective, just like the idea that there's specific pieces of information where if someone mentioned some niche restaurant in a city that you lived in, so you know the restaurant, you can then very quickly realize, hey, we've been to the same place, or we're from the same place. And it's an interesting factor of niche or semi-niche information or context. I really hope that the Ludroth isn't in Zone 7 and it was just late showing up. Because I bet my hometown, there's probably a few things that I could specifically reference that would indicate what city it is. Why can I not jump? That's weird that it's only on the left there. But it's sort of... niches are a lot of fun, I guess is kind of what it is to me. The low quality clouds. Okay, at least it's here. Like mentioning a school is an obvious way to indicate where. What happened there? I was still holding the button, but it stopped. I hate when it does that. Oh, I forgot it does that. That's my bad. Like, naming a school, especially in the modern reality where you could just type it into Google Maps and instantly be like, oh, that's exactly where this school is. Obviously says a certain amount. Unless it's a really generic school name like, I don't know if there's any Sir John A. Macdonald's schools in Canada, but if there are, there's probably half a dozen at least. Like, any niche names would probably show up in a singular search, and it would be like, oh, okay, this is where they grew up, this is where they went to school. Or their intention. It's just sort of the fun, like, double, triple bluff. Where you can never really know. Oh, maybe they're pretending to be from there or not be from there by acting as if they don't know what the CN Tower is. Like, oh, what's the CN Tower? As a way to pretend they're not from Toronto. Or from Canada at all, because I think everyone in Canada probably knows. Everyone over the age of, like, 6 in Canada probably knows what the CN Tower is. I guess everyone born and raised in Canada would definitely know what the CN Tower is. Unless they're from Western Canada. Maybe it's not as common in the western part. I know there's a tower in... I think there's a tower in Calgary. Calgary. I mean, in my head I'm thinking Sears Tower, but that's probably some other... no, Sears Tower is some other city, but the Calgary Tower is just called Calgary Tower. Which might be why I couldn't remember the name of the tower, because it's just the worst name. It's super easy to remember, but because it's just the name of the city, it's like, is that really the name? I'm kind of making it harder to remember offhand. Like referencing the Montreal Biodome. Could it indicate information? Oh cool, it died from the mount damage. That's weird. I didn't think mounting did that much damage. I mean, it can always happen. Ooh, the Calgary Tower was renamed the Calgary Tower in 1971, 3 years after it was made. It was called the Husky Tower. Ah, Husky Oil. That fits with Calgary, that's for sure. Husky Tower has a net 2019 had a net income of minus 1.37 billion Canadian dollars. %27 owned by CK Hutchison Holdings, a Hong Kong-based Cayman Island registered business. Multinational conglomerate corporation. Very funny to me. The whole Cayman Islands is not surprising, but... Oops. I should have gotten electrocuted there. Kind of glad the game has moved away from like heavily obscuring items like these reeds, because these things blocking the view are they don't add much to the game, they're just really obnoxious. Like, they don't make the hunt harder, they just make it look worse. I thought I was at the side of the AoE because there was no glowing on the ground. Yeah. I'll definitely try to, if it will cooperate. But it has fairly low HP, so I might accidentally kill it quicker. With it being a triple monster. And with it being a very long monster. Okay. Oh. Okay, I forgot about that attack. And I'm stuck against an invisible wall. This is the explosion. Funny. ConocoPhillips is a company. Energy Corridor District. It's interesting to read random. Okay, it moved over there very quickly. Interesting to read random Wikipedia articles about oil companies. How did I get to the topic of that? Oh yes, the Calgary Tower being owned by Husky Oil originally. And Husky Oil being owned by two separate companies, one of which was Hong Kong based. Okay, unfortunate. Thank you, Ludroth. It's fine. I can get hit. I didn't get hit by what I thought I would get hit by. I thought it was gonna get hit by a lightning bolt. I need to regen stamina. I don't... Maybe... Did I miss something there? Didn't look like I was in the AoE of the normal electric from the body. Maybe the tail has its own area. Actually, that does look like the tail has its own AoE. What an odd... Oh, yes, this is the explosion. Okay. Okay, couldn't really... Nah, I guess I could have rolled forward to avoid that. Oh, fortunate, actually. I should have gotten hit there. Very lucky that it got interrupted. What kind of pathing is that? It had to move all the way to the edge to travel. I guess because it can't path through there, even though that's already broken. What a weird, specific pathing requirement. World Federation. The building is a founding member of the World Federation of Great Towers? Why is there a World Federation of Great Towers? Terrible website. Yeah, the tail has its own AoE. That's good to keep in mind. Okay, greedy, and it worked. Looks like the Federation of Great Towers is kind of just a goofy group. They don't even have a real Wikipedia page. They have like 3 sentences. Maybe 5. Okay, 7, but half of them are really short. Croatian Tower, Empire State Building, Tallinn TV Tower in Estonia, Canton Tower, Burj Khalifa, Beijing Central Radio and TV Tower, Slovakia UFO, CN Tower, with the worst picture imaginable. The picture they show on the front page is just the top of the tower, not the recognizable part. What a weird choice. Every other image on that actually looks decent. Excuse me. Feline kettle. You'd have probably read what that was. Please, something usable. Hey, 4 out of 10. That's not bad. I still don't... I won't use it until I can have 10, but... I don't think I can get 6 more levels of that without overcommitting. The structure of the tower, it's a notable tourism attraction. Weird. They have 3,118 followers on Instagram. Okay. Their website's not very good. Which is a shame, because it could be kind of fun to look at. I just got a feeling kettle. Maybe they tell me what it does? No. Maybe, oh, maybe it's used for training. I think that would make sense. Union Tower. Skylon Tower, Space Needle. The Tour de Montréal. That's a classic tower, sort of. Thought it was falling apart so, a little though. Maybe they fixed it. Okay, yeah, that's it for new quests. So, I need a trunk spine. And some other stuff. Tour... Montreal Biodome. Whatever quests to turn in. One trunk spine. Some fish. mushroom, and berry. Yeah, trunk spine's the most important. I was also considering doing some base level pub quests, but I'll do the trunk spine first. Oh, I should actually eat. Cool. I mean, I figured the Montreal Biodome was some sort of conversion thing, but it used to be a velodrome for the 1976 Olympics. Which is an interesting, turning a bike cycling stadium into a biodome is really neat. It's a fairly nice way to see a bunch of different animals. I don't know how they treat the animals. I'm not knowledgeable on that. It's a fairly nice place. Actually, I don't need paintballs. It never leaves the cold areas, so it's pretty simple. They have a Canada Lynx. A Canada Lynx even... Are they limited to Canada? Or do they just sort of North America, but that's just what they're called? Oh, I mean, yeah. An image on Wikipedia that might not be trustworthy. It includes Alaska, but there's not a lot of the contiguous United States that they live in. A very small amount of the Northwest, and a little in the Northeast. It's kind of... the name Canada Lynx makes sense. Or say Canada Goose. I was too slow. Makes a lot less sense because I'm pretty sure they're a migratory bird. It's not like they're only in Canada. Of course, if they're discovered there, then it's... Actually, I guess I should focus on the face if I'm assuming the trunk spine is from breaking the face. That was close. I messed up. My stamina was very low because I messed up right at the start. And I missed because I randomly shifted sideways, as always. The explosion didn't hit. Ugh. If it had, I would have gotten energy charge just fine. I do need to wound the leg for a subquest, I think, but... Oh, no. Terrible location. I've never seen it spam those AoE attacks that quickly. I'm dead. Been a little while. Too aggressive. That took a very long time for the death to actually die. I should probably just restart. Because I'm going to be down attack from not having the food. Yeah, it's going to be faster if I just restart. Which is boring, but... it's just going to be faster. Way too aggressive. Should just not focus the face. Get the mounts, focus the face once I've knocked it down, and then do that. Otherwise, just attack the back legs and tail. The Montreal Biodome started renovating in 2018. And then the reopening was pushed back. Whoops, too far. To the spring of 2020. And then it was pushed back. But only till the 31st of August 2020, which is kind of not a long delay considering COVID. It also was early enough in COVID that things hadn't fully shut down right away. It's weird to say it reopened to the public on the 31st of August, though. Because I imagine it probably shut its doors temporarily for obvious reasons, for lockdown reasons. The Biodome website has an article that's a positive 2024 balance sheet for the Western Chorus Frog Conservation Program. That's kind of interesting. Kind of curious what renders there, what is part of the balance sheet of the conservation. Whether it's like people viewing exhibits about them as part of... Can't move fast enough. Oh, it instantly went for the big snowy explosion. Oh. That's kind of a bad... The green stayed green for longer than it should have, considering how quickly it was moving. I think it should have been at least orange, or, well, red, but like... Oh, goodness. Okay, perfect. I want to read about the Western Chorus Frog, though. It's really not the time to read about the Western Chorus Frog. Considering I'm fighting a giant woolly mammoth, but... I think actually it's better to just get hit here, or hope that my Palico saves me. Because the time lost... Okay, I actually don't know if I could have done much there. The time lost from the snow coverage is really obnoxious, and getting hit just means a quick heal. That's a heal horn, wonderful. Not a big enough heal. Okay, perfect. I was in the air. Ooh, it's about to clear the snow. No time for that, though. Oh, maybe the positive balance sheet for the frogs pertains to their, like, number bred and released. That would be interesting. If it's not a financial concern as much as it's the ecological. I can't see what's happening. Okay, it fell down. I just want to get a leg break. It's gonna cover itself in snow soon. Wonderful. Weird. It takes so long before it actually goes red. Despite the fact that it's clearly... Okay. The sound had stopped. The timings on those are not consistent between monsters. Or not as consistent as I would really like. Okay. Didn't turn, not that it would have mattered. Please move. That was lucky. It's absorbing snow. Ah, and then the foot stays. Why? That doesn't actually make any sense. Nothing about that. Oh, I forgot that it does that delayed. Like, if it has an injured leg, why would it not cover it with snow? There's a noteworthy component. Limping. Good. So what does this drop? A beast tier. Okay. Time to learn about western chorus frogs. What are they? Ah, this is the smallest frog that lives in Quebec. Makes sense that they would be rehabilitating them in Quebec then. It's an indicator species. Cool. Kiss? No, I'm not fighting it there. Come on, over this way. I'm not fighting in a corner. If it would just stop. This is the issue with monsters that have any ranged capability at all. And palicos entirely. the monster just won't move to where I want it to move. Because it can shoot me, so it doesn't have to chase me to move. Yeah, this is obnoxious. It's not moving away from the zone change. Really wish they would. Finally. Move, please. Too slow. And I ran out of stamina, so I couldn't Superman again. Or, like, it was too slow relative to the expected speed. I was too quick. Just stop sitting in the corner. Please. It just sat in the corner the whole time it was here, and now it's going to switch zones. That is obnoxious. Its death caused ground tremors? I wonder if that comes into play. It'll be fun. You fight multiple monsters, you kill a Gammoth, its death causes a ground tremor, and then you get jumped by a Volstrax. Okay, maybe I should be capturing it for Trunks? No. I didn't wound the trunk, but there's a 90% on wound trunk to get the trunk spine. Maybe, yeah. 22% on capture, so I should be capturing it? I didn't want to check because it's not in-game, but... Health plus 6 is kind of neat. It's not amazing, but it's probably not the worst. I didn't actually pay attention to the carves, but it doesn't look like the carves can give trunk spine. So I shouldn't have it, so... Have a cool drink set up? Okay. Yeah, 6... Actually, no, 5. This is so much more tedious to set up. really need. Okay. Now I just need to capture a Gammoth. And make sure that I do my best to injure the trunk, but not the head. I understand the distinction in reality, just I don't know how precise this game actually is. I already did that. Yeah, wound trunk is 90% chance, so that should be easy if I can wound it. Back to the Tower Federation. Still have a tab open about that. Such a niche group. Presumably it's just meant... It seems like it's meant about as a tourism method. I don't know, they work together to promote their tourism. Promote people visiting their towers. But a really good tower doesn't need promotion. But I mean, it does. It's a necessary component of getting people to visit, to then have people pay money, to then make a profit. So I have to focus the trunk, but I can only really focus the trunk when it's knocked over post-mounting. So I just need to make sure I hit the trunk instead of the face after mounting knocks it over. Because attacking the front is a real pain compared to attacking the back. Okay, I hit the ground first. Unfortunate. That would have been helpful. Why did it lose all of its snow there? I guess the Blath did a good job. No bouncing. Just trunk spine focus. Darn, that would have been a good hit. I felt like that would be an easy opportunity. I was in the air, helpful. Okay, I don't know how. I'm waiting till it's gonna turn and do something that's gonna be an issue. It did. Oh, what? I've never seen that attack. Cool. Just launched a giant snowball straight into the air. Really didn't expect that. Especially since it had no way to know where I was, so it was a blind trick shot, but... Okay. Worth it. Yeah, that should turn red way sooner. Okay, there's the trunk wound. Which I think should be pretty helpful. That AoE is huge. Leg break would be very pleasant in a weird way. Evil way. Okay, leg breaks soon enough. That's not hitting the leg, is it? Getting a leg break there would have meant it getting knocked over. And then, probably not too long after it stood back up, it would get mounted again. And then by then it would be over. Let's hope I don't get too, snow clods? There's something else that is obtainable from the trunk wound. And I hope I don't get it instead. Red fur. I don't think I need red fur. Because I'm not actually crafting anything. Right now. That AoE is so big. It's such a huge AoE. I wonder how the eventual Deviant is gonna play Elder Frost Gamma. Like, I wonder how it exists as a monster. Whether it's focused on the snow, which is, I think, the most annoying part. Or if it focuses on its sheer size. Which is, it might be even bigger, for all I know. Red fur. I definitely don't want the red fur from the trunk. If I can get it from drops like that. What is Elder Frost Gamma? It can make a Elder Frost switch axe. Elder Frost armor set. The switch axe is kind of neat looking. Ice defense affinity, pretty good. Power file's good. 20 ice, 5 affinity, 10 defense, 37 raw. 370 raw, not 37. Seems pretty good. Zephyra, 280 with 40 affinity, purple sharpness seems pretty good. 19 thunder and element file. Doesn't seem like the best combination. I think that one said trunk spine, that's good. So I can now turn in the quest. I don't know if this will unlock more quests. I kind of hope it doesn't. Because it would be kind of annoying. Massacre Hatchet. A lot of negative affinity. Wait. The Massacre Hatchet seems bad? 370 raw, minus 30 affinity. Elder Frost Gammoth Switch Axe, which is just Elder Frost Switch Axe, is 370 raw, plus 5 affinity. I guess it's bad sharpness. Green instead of white, which is 2 tiers higher. That might make the difference. That might make sense. Oh yeah, the female-only armor sets. So, I think that's it for now in the village. I still have a couple to do, but I'm leaving those. This, and then the Prowler. There's a chance that after I finish this, I get a few more quests in here. I'm not actually sure how that works specifically. But solo hub hunts for a little bit. Maybe just 1 or 2. Okay, so I have to remember to eat. Okay, cool. Okay, the eating's a lot quicker, even if you watch the animation. What boring monster do I want to try to hunt? I guess if there's an Arzuros, I should do that. Oh, actually, yeah, I have a... This is actually a quest. Cool, good choice. I believe that is the correct option. Mountain is... I feel like it's not a cold one. Kind of want to check the HP value of this. I don't like using outside resources for... Yeah, this is good. Info sort of like this because it kind of feels... Oh yeah, I get a lot of more free healing. Don't really need the free other stuff though. Arzuros, often zone 5. In my limited experience. Hub quest. Ingredient of Legend, if that's the one I'm doing. Oh, it only has like maximum 1750 HP, so it'll die real quick. It'll be pretty squishy. Compared to a Bulldrome. Bulldromes have like 800 max. Oh, the Bulldrome Charges has like 2k. This is easy. It's an easy enough monster. It has fairly low health. I don't know. It's probably gonna do more damage is my guess, based on the Hetsukabra damage that I've taken from that one hub quest. Like HP wise, it doesn't actually seem that inflated. Like, okay, no, they do no damage because my armor is higher tier than tier 1. I mean, I've upgraded the armor I've upgraded the armor. And it's already way higher tier than Hub's 1 star, so... Sorry. It makes sense that I take basically no damage. Shoot. Turned just the last second. I got greedy. I tried to go for a couple stabs real quick. I like Arzuros. It's a very good basic bear monster. I think... I was gonna say, I think they should make like a badger, but Arzuros is kind of badger-like, in my mind. Not a British badger. Yeah, that was very easy. So these low-rank hunting hubs will actually be very quick. Yeah, Hub 1-star Bulldrome has 1300. The Village 6-star quest that I did fairly recently has 882, and that died in under a minute, I think. Maybe 2. It died incredibly quickly. So the fact that Arzuros Hub 1-star has 1700 HP max. It's not actually that inflated compared to what I expected it to be. I mean, the 2-star Arzuros has max 1100. It's only like double the HP. It's not that much. Yeah, I don't know if damage... I can't compare HP values between different games because damage values are different. Potentially. Like, Rise Arzuros Village 2-star has 2000 HP. Obviously damage numbers are different, I think, but... I don't know. I wonder if it is actually... just Rise has incredibly inflated HP. And so all the monsters... The fact that a lot of hunts took 20, 30 minutes is actually what these hub quests are going to be, even when they're solo. Until G rank, maybe. I mean, G rank might take a very long time because it's the highest difficulty. And that's only fair. I got this quest a while ago, not forever ago. Yeah, why are they French? Yeah, like... I don't know why they're French. Garlic. Pepperoncino? Roncino. Italian name for hot chili pepper. Garlic plus eggplant does not make a hot chili pepper. Maybe I'm misinterpreting something. But it doesn't seem very accurate. Oops. Garlic pizza. That's certainly food. I hate that it shifted everything around. I kind of like the Hunter Hub animation being quicker. I can skip it, so like, doesn't benefit me in any way, but... Boot to the head. Shh. Tough rookie hunter. I have to clear all those quests, but I'm gonna leave that for the future. What do I want to fight? None of these are monsters that I really care to fight. They're not the best. Let's just do this. Should actually double check where this is. It's probably, yeah, Frontier. I think I'm gonna end a little early today because I'm just tired, but I won't be as tired in the for the next little while, so it shouldn't be as much of an issue. I don't need more of that. It's kind of funny that they only give 2 flash bombs instead of the usual village. Like, village gives 2 flash bombs. Hub only gives 2 as well. It's very odd. Because pepperoncino, different-ish. It's not a recipe. Wait, what's the Elderfrost armor? Elderfrost is Elderfrost Fast Charge, Stam Recovery, and Elderfrost. Wait, so Elderfrost gives Elderfrost and Elderfrost X? I would have assumed that Elderfrost X would just be better Elderfrost. Elderfrost is Marathon Runner, Bludgeoner, Normal Rapid. Marathon Runner, Bludgeoner, Normal Rapid, Attack Up. Why does it give both? Maybe it only gives both if you level it up? If Elderfrost X just replaces Elderfrost, what's the purpose of getting Elderfrost as part of... Maybe it's so that if you're swapping to it... I missed. If you previously were using armor that gave Elderfrost, but you can't make the full set to get the bonus from Elderfrost X, maybe it leaves Elderfrost there so that you can swap without having to worry about the loss of the skill. That would be kind of interesting. I think that would make sense. It'd be fairly practical. I like that. I'm gonna assume that's why they did it. And not like, oh, you can only have Elderfrost X if you have Elderfrost because they coded it poorly or something. What is it doing? It keeps yelling at someone that's not there. And this is exactly why I paintballed it. Because this goes somewhere, and I don't know where. I think it might be random if it went to Zone 8, because I don't think it always goes there. Bolt Reaver... Oh, maybe it's because this... Maybe Kiriniko doesn't give the different versions of the armor, just includes it all on the same page? Critical boost, bonus shot, sharpness +1, chance Caesar with Vault. Oh yeah, Vault would be so good on this. Aerial switch axe. That was very quick. I wonder if I can get Vault on Charms. I can get up to +6 as a skill 1 or +5 as a skill 2. How much does Vault give? Vault. %10 damage? That actually seems pretty good. Seems fun. Pretty good death animation image. The eventually Vault will be good. Because it's just a flat 10%. That's cool to know. I don't need to eat. I'm gonna do a basic gathering. Tropical berries. Tropical berries are one of the worst, actually, in my memory. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember it very fondly. Let's just do the last actual hunt on the first page. And then I'll wrap up. I assume the Gypsyros is... yes. Away we go. Bolt Reaver, Soul Seer, Critical Eye 3 and Challengers. Soul Seer seems like a good set. Soul Seer X, Critical Eye 3, Challenger +2. Bubble and Nimbleness seem a little less useful. I didn't eat because I wasn't going to hunt a monster. Too late now. I could just abandon and rejoin, but... Nimbleness is presumably evade extender and just evade? No, it's constitution and evasion. Huh. Interesting. Seems like a... the other effects outside of Soul Seer don't seem like the best. But maybe it's good. Rust Razor. What is Rust Razor? Guard, Quick Sheath, Blade Scale, Hone. Which means it's probably Seregios? Rust Razor, Hard Claw. It's a Centaur. So is it... oh, what? Whoops, I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, lovely. I think a Centaur... a Centaur Deviant sounds kind of annoying, but it could be really good. I hate this game. I hate this game. Like, what a waste of time. What a waste of time. I hate this game. I could have evaded the one that I got hit by. That's my mistake. I forgot I could Superman because light gets dodged by Superman diving. But this game has a lot of repetitive stuff. And when monsters are repetitive, that's kind of one of the more annoying ones. Which was like, oh, here's the flash that you can't do anything during because your only real option is to run a different hunting style or be really good at dodging it somehow. Or if Quick Sheath. I bet Quick Sheath would help. Okay, I actually expected it to try to do the flash there. I wonder if it's gonna fake its death this time. The most recent one I hunted died before it even could. It's gonna be close. Okay, it did fake. Wonderful. The free opening. Probably don't have time to do another, but I will greed. It didn't break in time. Aye, that hit was weird. Yeah, nothing I could have done at that point. I think if Gypceros didn't have the annoying flash, which the flash isn't that bad, it's just annoying, he'd actually be really... I'd enjoy him a lot more. He's not bad even, but... I just think the flash stack is a little tedious. It'd be fun if he was always fighting with another monster. It'd be awful. Like always fighting a combo Gypceros plus Velociprey or something silly like that. Night Cloak, Sense, Insight, Night Cloak X, High Grade Earplugs, Reload Speed, Steady Hand, Trap Master. So that's a range setup, it seems. Oh, because that's the range version, the cloak. The cap, not the helm. Still the same, reload +3. Kinda wish it was different. Hellblade gives sharpness +2, bombardier, shot booster, and speed sharpening. Probably pretty good. Protection, grinder, probably both pretty good. Grimclaw, Beat Eat, high grade, longer SP, which is the SP boost for the hunter arts. Never interacted with that. I probably should see what it actually does instead of ignoring it. What would Grimclaw be? Grimclaw Tigrex? Or Tigrex? Dread King is Rathalos. Tenderizer, Hearing, Dread King X, which is Windproof High, Adrenaline 1, Attack Up Large. Probably pretty usable all around, with Tenderizer as well. And it Hearing plus 15, so that's high grade earplugs. Actually seems like a great set to use just default. Easy to use for general hunting, probably. So, I'm gonna wrap up here for today. It was good. I was productive. Oh, the Dread King set doesn't have any slots though, which is probably a major detriment. Yeah, it's productive. Had a good time. And so, I will leave here. Next time I stream this, I'll have finished the quests in the, well, the quests that are there in the village right now will be done. Maybe not the Prowler, that depends. But yeah, productive, good time. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.